Hello guys, in this video I'm gonna explain about searching the scene of explosion. So let's get into it. So first, what is explosion? As we know, explosion is a massive disaster caused by the solid or liquid substances which itself undergoes a chemical reaction that produces huge amount of gas at particular temperature and pressure, and it results in a huge damage to its surroundings. So now let me ask you, what is the role of forensic science in explosive cases? Forensic person will apply their knowledge of explosives to elect bombs in mass destructions. Like a forensic scientist will collect the explosive residues from the crime scene in order to identify the explosive material, their sources, and the intention behind the explosion. Let's move on to the basic investigation process that is carried out in the explosive crime scene. First, securing the crime scene. We have to barricade the crime scene to avoid the entry of public and to avoid the tampering of evidences. Then, safety precautions. As we all know, as it is an explosive case, we have to focus on our own safety. We have to wear the safety suits, gloves, and so on. Then, photograph and videograph. We have to photograph the overall crime scene. Then, we have to take the mid range and close up views of the evidences. Videograph, we have to record the entire crime scene. Then searching methods, we have to follow the basic searching methods. We have to collect the evidences, then preserve the evidence, then packing it, and then labeling. In labeling, we are following the basic decorums like writing the case number, the evidence number, date and time the evidence being collected, and the location where the evidence being located, and so on. Then sealing and transporting the evidence to the laboratory, then analysis that is carried out in the laboratory, and finally we are creating the entire report of chain of custody. Let's focus on searching the scene of explosion. For searching explosives at the crime scene, we require a highly specialized training. As in law enforcement agencies, we have bomb squad who are highly trained and are equipped with tools like bomb sniffing dogs, X-ray machines, and remote control robots, which helps to locate the explosive and neutralize the explosives. The main process to be followed is to search for any debris or any suspectful package or any objects to be collected from the crime scene, which helps in investigation. It is very difficult to follow a strict protocol to minimize the risk and ensure the safety of everyone involved in the explosive scene. In explosive cases, searching patterns may vary depending on the specific circumstances and the size of the area that has to be searched. Some of the common searching patterns include grid search, spiral search, zonal search, line search, and wheel search. First is grid search. In this method, we are dividing the crime scene into grid and systematically searching in each sections. It helps to ensure the coverages and prevent overlooking of any areas. Here is the pattern for grid search method. Spiral search. Spiral search starts from the central point and it expands in a circular pattern till it reaches the border of the crime scene. It helps to search for large areas and provide a systematic approach to cover ground efficiently. Spiral method is of two types, inward and outward. In inward, the search starts from the boundary of the crime scene and end in the central point, and in outward, the search starts from the central point and end in the border of the crime scene. Here is the pattern for spiral search method. Zonal search. In this method, the crime scene is divided into quadrants and each quadrant is searched individually. This method is more effective for large or complex areas. This is the pattern of zonal search method. Line search. In this method, the search starts from one end and it expands in a linear way till it reaches the other end. It is useful for searching linear spaces like roads, alleys, and corridors. Here is the pattern for line search method. Wheel search. In this method, the investigators start their search from the center point of the crime scene and moves in a linear path like a ray towards the outer perimeter. This method is also known as a ray search pattern. Here is the pattern of wheel search method. Let's move on to the type of evidences we get from the explosive crime scene. We can collect physical, biological, and digital evidences from the explosive scenes. Some of the physical evidences like explosive residues, samples of residues left by the explosive in the crime scene. Debris, fragments of exploded material such as any metal, plastic, or glass pieces. Blast patterns. By analyzing the blast pattern on the surface and surroundings, it helps to reconstruct the explosion's origin and its characteristics. Biological evidences like DNA evidence. Like from blood, tissues, and hair, we can extract the DNA to identify the person involved in the incident. Then, human remains. If we get any human remains from the crime scene, it helps to identify the person and it is used for forensic analysis. Digital evidences like surveillance footage, video recordings from the security cameras or any other surveillance systems helps us to capture the events before and after the explosion and gives us the information about the suspects. Electronic devices like computers, smartphone and other electronic devices found at the crime scene or which might be belong to the suspects gives us the evidences such as like their communication, their plans of executing the explosion and so on. And finally, conclusion. Searching a crime scene is the most difficult process in investigation. Providing an effective search helps to solve the crimes and deliver justice to the people who are hoping for it. Thank you for your patience. I hope you have learned something through this video. Once again, thank you so much.